This show is sponsored by William Hill's Final One Standing. It's free to play and there's $500,000 up for grabs. It's the ultimate elimination game.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Fourever Arsenal podcast, and welcome back to another Premier League season. Game week 1 starts Friday, for us Sunday, but obviously it's a big weekend coming up because the new Premier League season is underway or about to be underway, and we're going in again. Same four, same faces. Hopefully you're not bored. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Comments of the day will be back on the next show, so make sure your comments for this show, Yeah. Make sure they're good ones because we're back to bringing them out week in, week out. So make sure you do that for us. Big up Jordan, Lee, James, Jordan.
Sorry, and Lee, of course, as well. Just want to say, new season. Can we just be kinder this year? The comments, can they just be a bit nicer this year? Can we make a community agreement that this season we're going to be kinder, we're going to be nicer? We're going to be more gentle with each other. We're going to support our team. We're going to support our podcasters. And just have a bit more fun. Can we just agree that, community, lads?
Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0, and we're all absolutely
he's rubbish. Get him
losing it on the podcast. Absolutely losing it. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's do it.
What you're saying is like the community should be nicer to you. That's what you're.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you say that? Because I think like we get a lot of love. Us three. It's you that don't. You know what I mean? So look, listen. What we're asking is let's be nice to Jordan. That's what we really say. Yeah.
Let's start with the fresh trim because I'm impressed. Fresh trim, hairline strong. You're looking good,
man.
Jordan.
We look
exuberant, glowing.
Yeah, man. New JJB in the building. It's a new start, man. New season. I'm just saying the talk on the street is that I've cut my hair. Turkey's gonna cut his beard. Arsenal, do your bit now. You know what I mean? Do your bit.
I don't know about that. One step too far. But listen, looking good, Jordan. People, you know the individual channels already, so make sure you show them some love and whatnot. And yeah, we're here to talk about a few different things. The Man United game this weekend, the lack of transfer activity. Now, Lee's got his hand up. Welcome, Lee.
Yeah, look, listen, I need a bit of help from the community. That bloody Dan Potts' channel's gone and overtook mine, and he's got to 50k before me. Like, you know what I mean, I need a bit of help, boys. You know what I mean? Like,
what are you on?
Well,
how much?
47, I think I'm on. Like, you know what I mean? So he's smashing it.
5 years behind you, Lee.
He's smashing it. Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, like, he contributes on my channel a little bit. You know what I mean? And
contributes.
Yeah. He's doing well. No, well, congratulations to him. But come on, I need a little bit of help, boys. Like, you know what I mean? So
there's a plea, people. It's a tough task, 2.5k, but sometimes we get 100k on this show. So if you're not subscribed to Lee Judges TV, go over and subscribe to Lee Judges TV. Close to 50k.
Yeah, just get me over the line, boys. That's all I'm asking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
James, congratulations on the 50k.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, have you got 50k as well?
Yeah, I happened about a month or two ago. But yeah.
Well done. That's brilliant. Well done.
Appreciate it.
Lee, I'm on 48k. Just so you know, like.
I've got to do some more shows, and I like that. Really, so.
Community.
It gets all over 50, then, like, you know what I mean. But well done, James. That's brilliant. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I heard Marty's just hit 50k, Lee.
I thought the Invincible's done well this week without me. Like,
I enjoyed his debut in February, but yeah, I heard he's
closing in.
Sorry,
I'm not having that. Like, you know what I mean, I hear.
Love you, Marty.
Yeah, so he done well on the Invincibles. I didn't like that neither, really. Like, you know, so
is that pod still going? Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's going really well. Like. This week it was the highest in figures. I've got to let down his tyres when I see him. I tell you that. Make sure we don't get to the studio next time. Like, what's that like? I mean, I'm letting out his tyres. That's what I'm doing.
he is showing you up, Lee. He's coming in with exclusives.
It's
What was he
not
saying
an
on the podcast?
exclusive.
Yeah, you think he believes Eze's going to get done,
Yeah,
according to some sources.
yeah,
So
yes.
there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
What are you bringing, Lee?
Well,
What have you got
I
for us?
do bring, which I do bring, is the fixtures when before they come out, don't they? Like,
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
I do that.
Yeah,
I have got a little source there that tells us that, but
What do you mean the fixtures before they come out?
well, like say, like I
He
know
tells
the
nine
game's going to be the
teams gonna
Sunday,
play.
and then I put in the group that Leeds was 5:30 before it's officially announced. Like, so I do know that. So
Okay.
if that's the only bit of info that I've got. Like, and
It's
yeah, like
niche.
Marty's out doing me at the moment. Like Smarty Marty, that's what I call him from now on. Like, what I mean?
Marty's getting dragged for no reason.
Smarty Marty, right? That's what I'm going to call him now. Smarty, like, what I mean? He's going to be there one day and he goes, so and so's let my tyres down. Late again,
well,
Smarty. That ain't a good look. I said.
Stay away. Stay away. Listen, we have got a fair bit to talk about. I'm just glad this pod started with a Tottenham loss on penalties to PSG, because we was meant to record at 10. I asked the group if we can just extend the time a little bit, the 10 past 10, 10:15, just to see what sort of tone comes from that Tottenham, because 2-0 up, I'd felt sick. 2-2, I went straight to the group, said, nah, I've got to watch this penalty shootout. I've got to make sure the job gets done. The job did get done. Cool. We keep it moving, because as much as this and Tottenham are Tottenham, it's still not nice seeing them happy. And if they had won that Super Cup, yeah.
But there could have been a real conversation around what Arsenal have been for the last 3 years since the Zinchenko Jesus signings that summer. In that time, United have 2 trophies, Chelsea have 2 trophies, Tottenham were minutes away from 2 themselves. Like, there could have been a very real conversation. And I actually think there still is a real conversation. I just don't think we have to have it tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, it. When you look at then Liverpool leapfrogging us in Slot's first year, City cleaning up, Newcastle picking up their first trophy. That I think, if anything, it was just a bit of a reminder as we're entering game week 1. This is huge. 2 weeks left of the window. This is a massive year for Arteta. We're not at the point of, if we have a go, we're a good team, we're happy. A lot of people weren't at that stage anyway, but we know we had to get to that point before the point where we're really demanding as a fan base. I think that this season is pretty much where, I don't speak for everyone, but if I had to venture a guess, I think everyone's pretty much there. We're not just happy taking part, nor should we ever be. But this year, more than ever, it's about getting over that line. And I think watching this last sort of 4 months of football in particular, I think, has really brought that to the fore for me.
Can we just mention? I don't know if obviously probably you guys have seen it. Is the Tony Adams comments?
Oh yeah. I was gonna be. I've got that in the list to bring up.
I have to say, intrigued by it.
What did he say? So Lee?
Turned around and said that Arteta, if he's got to make a big call and change his captain, the captain sort of mirrors him, a sort of thing. So he was saying that he's got to make a big decision, dump Odegaard as captain, and bring in Declan Rice as captain. Listen, it's when I look at it with Tony Adams, I have to say, this is a guy that's been there, done it, knows what it's all about. And I don't think he was being bitter about it. I think he was asked a question genuinely about it, and I was intrigued by it. I have to say, a lot of people are saying that he's having a dig at Arteta. He was, but I think he was complimenting him as well by getting him where he's got. But it was very, very interesting. I don't know if I agree with it or not, but it's a conversation, isn't it?
It's really interesting that you're saying he said that, because I missed that. But I mean, my hot take for the start of the season regarding Arsenal is actually about Odegaard. My hot take is that Odegaard won't finish the season in the starting 11.
Ooh.
I think it's a massive year for Martin Odegaard. I gave the Flirter more heat than I did the Odegaard because I thought his poor run was longer. The captain can't afford to have a second season as poor as it was last season. He just can't. He just can't. I've always defended his captaincy. I'm not really the sort of person that really cares for shouting and pointing and smashing teacups. I don't really care for that sort of captain. Fine, whatever. I think there are other ways to be a leader. But the fact is, if Arsenal underachieve again this season, with him at the forefront of it, and he's not performing himself, I think I wouldn't be opposed to the captaincy going elsewhere. I'm not encouraging it, but I wouldn't be annoyed by it either. And if performances collectively and individually don't improve.
When legends speak, I tend to listen. Doesn't make them right all the time, but Tony Adams is up there with the very best. We spoke of Henri and retiring his number. I mean, a couple of comments mentioned Tony Adams, and rightly so, because what Tony Adams has done for the club, I don't see anyone that's done more. Maybe a similar amount in terms of blood, sweat, and tears, but he went through a few different eras and come out successful from each one. So I always listen on Henri, Petty, Perez, and sometimes they say wild things. With this one, I get it.
Do you agree? With
Do I agree with it? He made a couple bold claims that would never win a league title with Odegaard as captain. I agree that Declan Rice is more of the mold of a captain that suits me. Jordan said that he doesn't care for that stuff. I actually love a bit of that stuff. A bit of, aggression, a bit of leadership, a bit of noise, I just think that's what I grew up on, and the greatest captains have that about them. Whether it's Tony Adams or Roy Keane or John Terry, they all had something about them in that, mold. But Odegaard's different. So do I agree with him? I mean, if I had to pick a captain, it would be Rice and Gabriel. If I'm honest with you, Rice or Gabriel.
the thing is, what I took of it, and it wasn't mentioned or whatever, is that if Odegaard's not captain, it's Saka next, not Rice. So is that it didn't mention Saka, like, you know what I mean, like as captain material, but like, vice captain is Saka. So I think it'd be a massive call if you said to Odegaard and then jumped over Saka as well. You know what I mean? I think it's a real tricky call for the manager. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I think sometimes you can just knock the what I'm looking for, the team spirit about it. I don't know. I'm reluctant to go down that road.
Do you guys think that the team respond to Odegaard as a captain or respond to him as just a brilliant football player? Because the best captains, I think, in any kind of sport are the ones in a team sport, obviously, team sport, are the ones where you feel like if the captaincy was taken away from that individual, it would have an impact on the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I wonder if you took the captaincy away from Odegaard, would it impact the rest? Would the rest of the players think, oh,
I think it would do. I think it could.
You think it would?
I think it could. Yeah, I've seen it happen before. Do you remember Aston Villa? Which, Tyrone Mings was captain, and Steven Gerrard done it. And I don't think Gerrard ever got complete control of the dressing room because of that. Like, and that's my opinion. I've seen it. I played in a team when we swapped a captain over and it weren't good. You know what I mean? Like, so I've got my reservations about it. If I'll be honest, I'm not so sure if it's the right thing. What I would do if it was Declan Rice was being vice captain all the time, I would probably, I can see it a little. But what I'm a bit worried about is that you would have to jump over Saka to give it to Declan Rice. That would be like my problem.
I think. Okay, I have two thoughts on this Tony Adams stuff. I mean, you always listen when a Tony Adams or Thierry Henry speaks, even if you don't agree with everything they say. They have been there and done it. Their names are really as much as anyone written in Arsenal history. So you always listen. What's a captain there to do? They're there to lead. And I think if Arsenal were bullied, if Arsenal were kind of pushed around, messed around, then I think you'd want a player that captured someone could lead you through that. But we're not bullied. We're not thrown around. We're not like that's kind of what I'd want a Declan Rice style captain for. Do you know what I mean? Like we haven't lost to the Big Six in years. We don't get bullied physically in games. So, does it really matter if Declan Rice is kind of charging around with the armband, doing all that stuff off the ball? I don't really think it matters because I don't think Arsenal struggle in that sense. The reason I think Ødegaard's captain is because I think he captures more than anyone what Arteta wants in terms of instruction on the pitch. He probably understands what Arteta wants from the team the most, and he leads through that. He doesn't even lead through performances. Ødegaard's never been our best player. It was Saka before him. Saliba, Rice have surpassed him. Even in 23-24, Ødegaard was maybe third or fourth. But he, I think, captures what Arteta wants. Where I disagree with Tony Adams, we were one result against Villa away from winning the title with Ødegaard as captain. You take some of those chances against PSG and you're in the final of the Champions League. Like, is Rice being the captain over Ødegaard the difference between why we did or didn't win those things? So I get his point. I would rather it were Declan Rice, but I'm not sure you can say we're never going to win the league with Ødegaard as captain. Just in the game, guys, who's the Liverpool captain? I actually couldn't tell you. Genuinely, who is it?
Van Dijk.
Okay, fair enough. It's good, but I didn't know that off the top of my head. And how long has it been him? Has it been for a few years? Who's the Man City captain? Is it Diaz?
That moved around. It was Diaz. It was De Bruyne for a while. One moved Silva.
You know what I mean? We're not like Van Dijk's. That's a pretty good one, right?
Captaincy's changed, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the role has changed. I would like it to be Declan Rice. Clean slate. No one's going to get affected. I give it to Declan. No question, by the way. I think he's the lead candidate. Or Saka. But I wouldn't change it. I don't think it matters that much.
I agree. I've always thought it doesn't. There was a lot of talk last season when people were saying Ødegaard should be stripped to the captaincy. And my response to them was I just don't think it matters. The fact that you've got Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, all on the Jorginho, the time on the pitch, you've got captains on the pitch anyway. Why does it really matter who wears the armband? If you've got you need 4 or 5 leaders in your team. I always quote Gary Neville when he spoke about the England team in '96 at the Euros, where he said, I looked across the dressing room, we had Stuart Pearce, Tony Adams, Alan Shearer, Paul Ince, David Seaman, and I think there was one more. And he's like, we had 6 captains on the pitch. Our captain, who was the captain? The captain was
David Platt.
Was it Platt?
No, it wasn't Platt. Not
Shearer?
I think it was Shearer.
David Platt was captain in '96, and then he after 1 or 2 games of the tournament, Tony Adams took it over.
Okay, but that makes my point even more. The fact that I forgot about David Platt, who was the actual captain, just means that for me, it doesn't really matter. I'd be more worried if Declan Rice wasn't in the 11. I'd be more worried if there was no. Do you know what I mean? If you've got 4 or 5 captain figures in your 11, I don't really care who wins the armband.
I agree with that, because if you look at the Invincibles, or even the teams when we've won the title, you can go back through time. You know what I mean? I do believe there was more than just Tony Adams as a captain. If you look back at the '98 team, Martin Keown could have been it. As you said, Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterburn. You go through Vieira, Petit, all could have been captains. Same as 2002, and even like in '71. If you go back that time, it was Frank McClintock, but they had people like Simpson, Story that were there, all proper leaders, you know what I mean? So, and you look at this Arsenal team now, you know what I mean? 5, 6, well, I don't know, in the Arsene Wenger era in particular, we were struggling at 1. You know what I mean? It was just who plays the most gets it. Like, where I think now there is proper leaders there. I think you've got a proper leader in Gabriel. I think you've got a proper leader in Declan Rice. I also think you've got a proper leader, if you wanted to, he's not as vocal in someone like Saliba. I think that he could be a very, very good captain, And then you look at, as you say, Saka, I think, gets it on performances. So, yeah, Tony Adams was a proper leader, wasn't he? You know what I mean? He'd go through walls for you. I can only talk, when Kevin used to speak about it, like, you know, I used to say what he just said it was everything. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just on the pitch, it was off the pitch as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was the way he conducted himself in training, way he conducted himself being on time, organising things. He actually, Tony Adams got other people to organise do's and things like that. That's the leader, isn't it? Like, you know, I imagine Martin Odegaard pretty much is like that as well. He's probably on time, never late. He sets a good example as a captain, like, you know. So there's different ways of being a captain, I think.
And
But,
at his best, Lee, he's a bloody brilliant footballer. At his best. I mean, 23, 24, I remember all of us on this podcast praising him as a captain.
yeah,
Praising his performances,
Leading
praising
by
how he
example.
stepped up in the running, praising his work rate off the ball. So I just think you can just be you do one thing wrong and everything can kind of be dragged with it in football. I think that can be a part of it too. But to Jordan's point, the hot take I think is absolutely a fair one. I think there's every chance he is not ending the season in this team if he looks anything like last season. Now, to be fair, I think he had a pretty bright pre-season. I think he's on the mend. But I'm with you. I don't think his place is safe whatsoever.
I agree. I think that he's looked a little bit sharper. He can't. Arsenal can't afford to have him playing like that and still playing. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Like if he's playing anything like he is last season, he needs to be left out of the team and not. But hopefully that won't happen, and he'll pick up his game.
That's one part where I agree totally with Adams in that, you know, the captaincy can be a burden, become a burden, and maybe loosening that, you know, maybe taking it off him helps him as a player. Maybe giving it to someone else like a Rice unlocks another level for that player. So as much as I agree it's a different time and generally, like, you know, you got multiple captains on the pitch, sometimes giving the captaincy to the right person or the wrong person can have an impact character-wise as well on that same pitch. Because if we look at PSG last year, that was some of Odegaard's worst performances in an Arsenal shirt. If we look at Man United FA Cup, the penalty miss, that, you know, in those moments, the biggest moments where the captain needs to pull you through, he's essentially, you know, let us down a couple of times.
Yes, I'm just thinking about it some more now. I'm just thinking, actually, no, I don't agree with Tony Adams at all. I disagree with him completely. Are we saying then if we put Patrick Vieira in that midfield last season, we win the league?
Yeah.
You think we do?
Patrick Vieira?
Or any even Tony Adams. If you put Tony Adams in that team last season, do we win the league?
I'm not sure either player makes up 10 points.
Yeah, our defense was pretty set. Yeah, we're talking box to box or attacking players. It's a bit different.
But the point I'm making is that I think it's fair to criticize performances. I've never criticized his captaincy. I've never ever criticized Odegaard's captaincy. I think it's his performances that you've named 2 or 3 there, Turkish, that have been unacceptable. But I don't think that's a link to his captaincy. I think it's unfair what Adams is saying.
He also said, Jordan, that, you know what I mean, that it does help if you're a regular in the team and everything like that. Like, and I think that he was alluding that his performances last season didn't merit him to be the captain. Like, you know,
fair.
There was that. But I also think that, you know, all right, you get criticism for missing a penalty or whatever. But where was Romero today? Like when the penalty shootout was there, like he's the new captain. Like he wasn't taking the penalty. I think, like, you know, Odegaard steps up. I think he's been in most penalty shootouts. I'm pretty sure he has that Arsenal have been in. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think he ever hides away from the responsibility or anything about that. Like, you know what I mean? And I think, like, that has to be, you know, like, so he misses a penalty and he gets shot down. But at least he's up there wanting to take the penalty, and you know, so I think there's you're looking at it and thinking there are ways you can criticise and all that. Like, I think that, yeah, he's not the captain that we all like allude to with a Vieira or an Adams or whatever, but I do think that you know, he does lead by example, and you know, by stepping up for penalties and things like that. It takes a lot of bottle.
No, but a captain doesn't necessarily have to step up. A captain can decide who steps up.
I was going to say that.
Do you
Are
get
we
what I'm saying?
that,
Because
yeah,
I don't
Odegaard
think he
might
should have
think?
stepped up again, as many
I
times
agree.
as he
I agree.
potentially has. Even in pre-season, a couple of times, I thought Dalman should have probably taken one of the penalties he won.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been it. But that's just light. It's pre-season. But in terms of generally, I'm not saying it's quite good that he wants to step up. But like Jordan's agreeing with, I think it's also a sign of captaincy to delegate. Like you said, that Tony used to do.
Yeah, listen. I'm not criticising. I'm not going to slag off Tony Adams because he's got those views and all that. Because I respect him probably more than any other Arsenal
Because
player
the captain, we
in
can't.
in the thing.
Sorry to cut you, but we can't on one hand say it doesn't, like it shouldn't matter much, right? And then say he could lose his spot by the end of the season. Because it wouldn't
Because the
your
performances,
captain has
not
to be the
captaincy.
cornerstone of this team in a sense. He has to be the guy that's 100% on this lineup. You're getting the season out of him in terms of performances, 8 out of 10, 7 minimum on a bad day. Like that needs to be part of the captaincy as well. Like it's a bit confusing. We can't say it doesn't matter, but then say his position is in doubt.
I'm saying if he gets dropped, drop him because he's been really poor. Don't drop him because he's late for training, or drop him because he's not organising the team properly on the pitch.
Yeah.
All those things which come with being a captain, I've not seen anything to fault him. I'm saying if you're going to drop, I think he might not finish the season because his productivity is low.
And that's a
But
problem.
actually, I
That's
think
the problem.
Turkish is right though. Like if we can't be sure that he's a regular in the team,
Then there's a
then
problem.
that he shouldn't be wearing the
No, but
armband.
hang on. The last 2 years at Man City, Vincent Company hardly played. He was always the captain.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a different level of captain though, because even if he
Yeah.
doesn't play much, he's still so influential in the dressing room.
But I'm saying Odegaard might be still influential, just might be on the pitch playing
No,
poorly.
But there's an aura and a history there. Like what
company, yeah.
I've achieved, I've got this because of what I've done. And yeah, I'm not on that pitch, but I'm still leading you all. Like it's
Yeah.
different. Whereas Erdegaard's kind of like, sorry guys, I'm not in the team because I'm not quite good enough, although I'm still 26. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the optics of it all. It's the.
I think there's a big. I think also Tony Adams alluding to it at something. There's a lot of pressure on Odegaard this season. I think that's what he's saying. That he needs to get back to his performances first and
He
foremost.
did say that. He said it would free up Erdegaard to do what he needs to do. But
Yeah. So
yeah.
I get that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big call, and as you said, James, the season before, no one was questioning it because he was absolutely in outstanding form and probably like first name on the team sheet. But if he carries on with the form that from last season and there's not a big improvement, then there's a conversation, and I think that's what Tony Adams was alluding to as well.
All right, before we move on though, let's get this one in. Obviously, you can see people. The QR code is there. The link is in the description. The link is pinned in the comment section as well. It's the last chance to enter William Hill's final one standing for the 500,000 jackpot. A chance to win 500k. It's a free-to-play game. The link is in the description. The QR code is there. The deadline is actually 12:30 on Saturday. I actually thought it was a Liverpool game, but this weekend they're missing that one out. So none of us here can pick Liverpool and or Bournemouth if anyone had that in mind. But we start from the midday game on Saturday. So yeah, William Hill's final one standing, a chance to win 500k. Free to play, people. Use the link or the QR code to sign up. We've all got the app. We've all entered our team so far. We can still edit it up until deadline day on Saturday. But I'm intrigued to hear who everyone's gone with. Lee's looking down, Jordan's smiling, and James looks intrigued. So who we starting with?
I'll go last. Go on, you two go.
I'll go second to last.
Oh, so that means I'll go first then, like, yeah, right. Well, okay.
It could have been selfish, but
I listen. I think the games this week were quite this Premier League week are very, very tricky, to say the least, and that's without it not being the first game. But I'm going to say it. The banker is them down the road. Can't have them, so that one's out of the question. So I have gone for Nottingham Forest at home to beat Brentford. So I've gone for Forest.
ooh,
That is, I mean, I'm not quite as adamant as you about not picking Tottenham, I'll be honest with you. But I did look at that Forest Brentford one and think to myself, Brentford, new manager,
Lost a
stripped
few
down.
players.
player wise, you might be with a shout there. Like I said, I can still edit mine. I've got Tottenham in place now, home against Burnley.
I think Robbie went Tottenham as well.
I
Yeah, I
can't
think he did.
I can't be wanting Tottenham to win a game of football, boys. I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I want to be in this competition more than a week. I'm sorry, like, you know what I
Save
mean?
them till last, so at least if they do win a game of football, it wins you some money.
It's some money.
potentially.
Exactly. That is my
That's
policy.
That's a good way to put it.
I will not be picking Spurs at any stage. It will be the last, if I'm forced to on the last game, that I will do. Like, you know.
Jordan, who are you going with?
I have gone with Spurs.
Yeah, typical. I knew you would. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I want to win, mate.
On that, like, you know what I mean? I want
to win. I've gone with Spurs. I think Forest is actually not a bad shout. Actually,
No, it's not.
Might change that once.
Even Chelsea Palace. I'm looking at that Stamford Bridge.
It's you know, I mean, Palace were good the other day.
Yeah, Palace. That's a banana skin.
They might have hangover though.
Nah, I don't trust Palace.
Do you know one thing I'm going to say about the Spurs game? It is a banker, right, in one way, but they've just played on a Wednesday night, tired. Like, you know, they've got to play Saturday, by the way. You know, I mean, Burnley a little bit fresh. And
tired.
They ain't going to be able to play that same
Game
sort of
one.
Hey?
It's game one. Tired. Who's tired?
No, like after that game, you know what I mean? That would have took a lot out of them, like, you know what I mean? Travelling back.
Where was it? Where was it?
In Italy.
Oh well, yeah, that's a real long haul. That is.
No,
Come on, Lee.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying that they've got to play a different way to what they normally do. I'm not saying this as guaranteed. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a draw.
You know what? To be fair,
I'll tell you what. I hope it is. And you're out, so I love it. Like, you know what I mean, like, yeah.
To be fair,
no, come on, Burnley.
to be fair, you don't want to really play a promoted team first game of the season, home or away.
There you go.
So
yeah, but Burnley ain't a fresh promoted. They've been around the block a little bit. It's like
true, and as Lee says, it only takes a draw. Even a draw messes me up. So,
James, who you gone with?
Man City to win at Wolves.
Oh, Wolves have also lost their key. Yeah,
lost Cunha. They've lost a lot of big players over the years.
Yeah,
have they brought in anyone?
It's a good.
And Man City might just be feeling sharp. My theory on City this season is they will plateau, but they'll do that thing where for 10 games they'll look irresistible, and then I think they'll just kind of fall away, and everyone will kind of be on a level with them.
I agree.
Just because they got a lot of fresh faces, but I do think that might catch up with them. But I think they'll start on fire and win quite comfortably at Wolves.
I'm changing my pick.
Yeah, so am I.
Nah. I'm changing. What?
What? I've swung you all to City, have I?
Not me.
I was going to change it so we all have someone different. But Jordan, who did you?
No. I'm joking. No. I'll stick. Play the game fair. Play the game fair.
You've gone Tottenham. Lee's gone Forest. James has gone City. I'll go Chelsea.
Yeah. I think Chelsea's a decent shout.
I'll go Chelsea. Palace Bridge Sunday.
I'm telling you.
But I'm looking forward to it.
If Spurs messed me up, I'm telling you right now, if Spurs do a Spurs,
they might as well.
Hold on a minute here now, right? You absolute dirty dog, right? You actually want Spurs to win now? Then is that what you're saying,
Lee? I got rent next week, right? I got to get paid soon. Yeah,
go with another team then. Go with another team. Do not go with it. How can you go with him like?
Just so the viewers know, the 500k jackpot will not be next week. Yeah, it's off.
It's off really?
For a little while. Yeah.
Bun that then, man. That's long, man. I got bills to pay next week.
And to be honest,
you might not fit till November, mate.
It's a long time. You'll have a few rents to be paid.
Listen, he ain't going to get it anyway. Just play dreaming, isn't he? Like, you know what I mean? Useless.
Lee, you don't want to see where I put Spurs in my predicted finish for the season as well. You're not going to be happy with me, but. Anyway,
I know where you put them, about third or fourth.
Oh yeah.
You've revealed on a stupid tweet. Yeah, I looked at it and I thought, you know what I mean.
I ain't even seen it.
Oh, gee, I had to just, you know what I mean, I had to mute it.
People. So that's our picks for this game week 1 for the 500k jackpot, a chance to win it. I've gone Chelsea, Jordan's gone Tottenham, Lee's gone Forest, and James has gone Manchester City. So we've all picked someone different. Will we all go through? Will one of us remain? find out next time on the Forever
Yeah.
Arsenal podcast.
Absolutely. And if you want to get involved and compete against us, then scan the QR code and click the link. Remember, gamble responsibly, UK and Ireland only, and you've got to be 18 plus.
And let us know what we should do for the loser. What should the forfeit be?
Well, you go and get a season ticket over the Spurs. That's what you should be doing.
Lee's not impressed.
I'm not
way to start
impressed
the
with that.
season.
I am not impressed.
I've not helped the narrative that I'm
On
a
the
season
subject
Well,
of-
I don't do fantasy football and all that. Like, I don't do it like because I can't be wanting
hear
other
you.
teams to do well and all that. Like, I remember one of my mates turning around and saying like, you know, like Arsenal had lost and Spurs had won. And he I had Harry Kane as captain. Like, you know, I nearly clumped him. Like, do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
So Lee, okay, let me give you a scenario. 19 games in, you've got 19 correct teams. You pick Tottenham. Oh no, it's half the season. 18 games, 18 correct teams. You've picked Tottenham now. You're 19th or 20th choice, whatever it is. They have to win for you to win the 500k jackpot.
No, they don't have to win. Like, they don't have to, because if they're the last team, they're the last team. So there might be another 400 people with that team. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? What the scenario will come down? There'd be two teams left in it at one stage, wouldn't there? It could be West Ham and Tottenham, right? And I'm going to go West Ham. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to go Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, you know, never.
Okay.
So if I was to win it, it would be with Spurs being the team. You know, I get all the way through without Spurs. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there'd be somebody else along the line. Yeah.
I hear you. I don't think that works out though, but I hear you.
Well, you know, that's my theory anyway. Like, you know what I mean? So
I'm sure. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think I'm making it that far anyway.
Yeah. That's my theory anyway.
We have to stay on Spurs a little because a player that we've been linked to for a long time, a player we've talked about a couple of times on this podcast, a player we all probably still thought there was some interest in, and might be the last one we managed to get in, Eberechi Eze, Palace. Not only has he got a community shield under his belt now, but he's also keen on the move to Tottenham, apparently. Tottenham are in talks with Palace, yet to make a bid. Like, we're yet to make a bid. But does that worry anyone? You know, I'm not saying Eze's the answer to all our problems, but it's a player we have been closely linked to, an ex-Arsenal boy, a profile that I think we need. Has that news rocked anyone?
Yeah.
It's concerning a little bit. I'll just be quick, James. It's concerning a little bit because simultaneously, Liverpool are about to wrap up Guehi. So with us not getting Eze and Liverpool probably boosting up the area of the pitch where they're weakest behind Van Dijk and Konate, they've got nothing. That is why it's concerning. We're not getting the creativity that would help us win the league at the same time as Liverpool are getting the reinforcement defensively that will make them even more favourites. So those two things happening concurrently are why it's concerning for me.
Not for me. Not for me.
Lee doesn't care.
No, I'm on the board of the. You know, I've always said we needed a striker. That was the main one. We got that, and that might be.
You're happy now. That's it.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying. You know, I still think Arsenal need more, if I'll be honest. But
Where?
I still think we need someone more, a creative player.
But that's a player we're talking about now. No?
Yeah, someone like Eze or something like that. You know what I mean? I'll be more. The concerning thing is if we, what I would say is if Arsenal can't afford him, and they went and bought that Madueke and instead, that would be a little bit more concerning for me when we could have gone and got him. I think it would have been better for us. But
I think that's a point that needs raising. Or you know, I was going to bring up if someone didn't.
Well, that'd be on our
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even more so, in my opinion. Even more if that was the case. You know what I mean? If it's a choice between, if we don't go and I personally still think Eze will come to us. You know what I mean? Because Smarty Marty's told us, like, you know what I mean? So you know,
I think it's all. I actually think Arsenal have had a good window, but almost without doing anything else, the window looks worse if others do more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If Spurs sign Kudus, Eze, and Savino, sorry, all three of them would have, in my opinion, had a massive impact for us. They all would have been upgrades on what we have. If Man City sign, and they have signed, Shirky and they had Rodrigo, oh my word, that is better than anything we've added, if we're really honest. If Liverpool add Wirtz and Isak, I would argue they've signed maybe the best 10 and the best 9 in world football. Maybe. Or two people would have a claim for it. So suddenly, Gyökeres and Zubimendi, two players I'm really happy we've signed, doesn't really cut it. Everything we're trying to do is to catch up to those guys. We've seen that you don't win the title by crossing 85 points. You win it by getting more points than anyone else, whether it's 84, 92. Liverpool got to 97 and didn't win it. So the reason I want Eze is not only because it's a glaring hole in our squad, in my opinion, having another creator, a right-footed creator, someone off the left who can drift inside more naturally, someone who can win games on his own for us. I don't think we have anyone near an Eze in our squad. It's not just that we need that, it's that I've seen everyone else strengthen and add real firepower, and we already were behind them, and I don't know if we've added really enough.
We haven't got enough. We haven't got enough. Like, we can talk about it's been a good window. We've got a striker in, and I really don't want to start the season, the pre-season pod, on a downer, because we've got United. I want to smash them. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But we haven't done enough. We haven't done enough. And when you marry that with your point, James, comparing what other teams have done, it makes it even more glaring that we haven't got enough.
Yeah. I mean, Rodrigo and Isak aren't in, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, even if Liverpool don't sign Isak, I think they're ahead of us in terms of attacking prowess. But if they get him, it's just, we haven't done enough. You used the word good, the transfer window. It's been good. No more than good. It's not been very good. It's not been brilliant. It's not been sufficient. We've made transfers this window that, for me, keep us competitive. We haven't made transfers that make me think we're the team to beat. Where the team is going to be like, oh, okay.
Does Eze do that, though?
For me, that's where I am. I think if we had Eze, and I'm probably the only one that probably thinks this, I think if we had Eze, I think the ingredients are there. I think if we had Eze, the ingredients are there for a top manager, whether it's Arteta or not, to win serious silverware with this club.
I don't. I think Eze and a winger. Until I see an Eze and a winger come in, I don't believe the team can win the league. I think it's a very good team with very good players. We've made some good signings. It's not enough.
Okay. Not enough. Ryan goal. I wouldn't trade him for maybe only Alisson.
Yep.
White or Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly or Calafiori, Rice and Zubimendi, Saka, Erdegaard, Eze, Gyökeres up front. There's very few players I'm trading there, you know. I wouldn't trade our double pivot for any other.
Oh, sorry. I was assuming that Eze was going to be coming in as a 10 as opposed to a winger.
That's where ours changed, though. That's where ours changed to Saka, Eze, Rodrigo, Gyökeres.
Yeah, I hear it.
Which I think then is a level up on.
I still think Eze is more suited to a free roll from the left. Mm-hmm. Like he can get in those areas, but from the left, because he's a very good ball carrier. He can take players on. I think in the 10, in a pure 10 position, I don't know. I still think he's slightly more ball carrier and final third moments than he is thread it through the eye of a needle passer. Though I think he has got that.
He's got a goal threat as well, hasn't he?
Oh, he can win. Look at some of the goals he scored en route to Palace winning the FA Cup. Like, he's a serious player who could just win games on his own. And I almost think in the 10, you can be restricted from doing that because you're kind of catering to everything else around you. It can be in those wider areas where you're more like in the final third to get on the end of those things.
Yeah.
I'm not even hearing the whole Ethan Ranieri's contract means the Eze interest cooled, because I think him being right-footed is so important, because I think we've got too many left-footed players. And I think just in terms of body shape when running and the ability to shimmy, and, you know, if I ask how many right-footed players do we have that can beat a man, I think we're struggling to really. I mean, Martinelli doesn't beat his fullback inside to create that kind of curling shot or, you know, low drive enough for me to say he does. Declan Rice, it's not really him. I think he can do it in spurts, but, you know, different. Gyökeres, maybe he's the newcomer. But generally, I think right-footed players were lacking at the moment. We got left-footed galore: Marino, Havertz, Dauman, Ranieri, Odegaard, Saka, Madueke. I've never seen a team filled with so many left-footed players.
Odegaard.
Odegaard. That's
I
how many
agree.
have I named there? 8.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot. It's a
So
lot.
I think we need a couple right-footed players. Eze being one of them. I agree. I think we need an Eze profile, and I think the whole story makes sense as well because there's an extra bit of there's an extra bit mentally for him to bring him back to a team that once said he was not good enough. You know, there's something there for him to come and say, yeah, well, let's see how let's see about that decision, and I like that. Because I already like Eze as a player, and to have that on top of it, it's like, yeah, bring him in. But then I'm seeing Rodrigo's linked to City. It just doesn't make sense to me. How did we go spend 50 million on Madueke when these players have essentially been available?
And Turkish, you're right about his story because let go from Arsenal. I can't remember the story around other academies, but once he ended up at QPR, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he was universally loved at QPR the whole time. Then he goes to Crystal Palace. He had that horrible injury, kept him out a long, long time. I can't remember if it was ACL or
I think you have 2.
there was something bad. It kept him out a significant amount of time. And look, has come back totally, well, a better player. He's only kicked on. It never slowed him down. He's 27. This might be his last big move. Yeah, I mean, I kind of forget he's not 23. He's been playing for a while. And he's had that big moment with Palace. He scored the goal in the FA Cup final against Man City to win them their first ever trophy. It's an amazing story. And I think that matters sometimes. I think the right-footed thing matters too. When you're talking angles and Saka gets that ball and, that number 10 is driving into that space on the underlap, you want it to be a right-footer because they can, in one touch, whip it into the box. Odegaard so often is turning back inside. So these little things that can matter. And I think it's crucial. So if Tottenham beat us to him, yeah, I'll be really disappointed. Does that mean it's all done and dusted there? No, because there is a Morgan Rogers, there is a Xavi Simons, there are other players on the market that can give us that impact we need. So more disappointing if Arsenal don't do anything at all. I just think Eze is the best option, and I think he solves both the left-hand side problem and the depth in the 10 problem, and actually the ability to play with Odegaard and Rice as two. Sorry,
Yeah.
he can play with Odegaard and Rice as a 3. I think he just answers 3 problems for us in one signing. So I would do it, but I think Arsenal have taken their time.
And Jordan, is the reality that Madueke is our left winger, and me and you are just overlooking the blatant reality?
Well, I said on the last pod that I think he will be our left winger after 10, 15 games. I think he will. I'm not. My thoughts on the 2 players that play on that side currently. I'm just not impressed by them. I don't think they're the guys. And I'm not madly in love with Madueke either. But I think at least with Madueke, he comes with a point to prove, if you like. But also it's the unknown. He can't be more ineffective than, or reverse that, less effective than the 2 options we currently have on the left. So I don't think I think the bar's low there. I don't think he has to do a lot to get that spot. I don't think Madueke has to do a lot to get that left wing spot. So I don't love Madueke, but I see qualities that he has which could definitely help us. I'm just not convinced that, to what Lee said, I don't think I would have spent the 55 million on him first. I don't think it was a priority, but ahead of more creative central force.
On just very quickly on talking about the window and what others do and the impact it has on how we view Arsenal. Arsenal haven't lost anyone significant this summer. I do think it's important to remember that. For all we've talked about incomings, we haven't lost anyone significant. Now, okay, maybe 1 or 2. Liverpool have lost Trent. And I don't know if you've seen these stories. Now, I know Marca can do their thing in the Spanish press, but there are rumours that Konate could go if he doesn't sign a new contract this summer, because I believe he's got 1 year left. I might be wrong. And that might make sense why they're going big for Gehi, and they're adding Diego Leone, and they've still got Joe. Is it Diego Leone? Or whatever his name is, Leone. And they've got Joe Gomez there still as well. So if they lose Trent and Canate, you've got Man City who have lost De Bruyne and Rodri's not fit. I mean, those are things to consider as well. Like, those are pretty big players that they don't necessarily have.
Yeah, I'm just tired of us having to look at
Oh,
others
I know.
and hope that the outcome that is possible happens, and then before we hope that we do enough to be able to do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You are right. Yeah, I think if there's anything to praise, it's more the fact that we're in a situation where we're not worried about these players leaving at the moment, but in a year that could change
But
dramatically.
but I think you bring in Liverpool and City into this. I think it's worth a quick chat, guys, because just like who's everyone's top two predicted top two for the season?
Probably Liverpool and City, if I'm honest.
I've got Liverpool and Arsenal.
James,
I think it is City, Liverpool. Sorry.
oh, you think third?
Yeah.
If we, do you know, if we sign Eze, I think we win it.
Oh,
I think
wow.
if we sign Eze, I think we can do it. But I think it's such a crucial position. I was talking about the 10, like long before we were even linked. I think it's massive.
The reason why I ask is because I've got Arsenal second behind Liverpool, but I think you flagging some of the Liverpool chinks is relevant, right? Everyone's going crazy for Liverpool, and I get why. And if they get Isak, it's a madness. We have to think that Liverpool are inserting, I think, 3, maybe 4 new players into their 11. Jeremy Frimpong looks like he's going to be a lot of fun this season, but I can see him come second half of the season getting caught out. Or the league catching him out. Mo Salah. No one's talking about Mo Salah. It's another year. He's another year older. New contract. People talk about he's a professional. He's tried and tested. It wouldn't surprise anybody if he scored 30 goals this season. But it also wouldn't surprise me if we saw a dip from Mo Salah this season. His positioning will have to change slightly if Isak comes in. So I don't think Liverpool, and also Gravenberch. Do we think Gravenberch is a really, really good player or just had a really, really good season?
Say that again.
Gravenberch, do we think he's a really good player or do we think he just had a very, very good
he
season?
is a good player. I mean, even from youth days, he had something about him. He just, I think he just struggled to find his feet at Bayern, and then Liverpool didn't work out until he got moved into that position. I think he's a good player. Yeah, I think he's a good player. Full stop, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just wondering if last season was like, you know, he was amazing. Is that the real him, or did he just have a good year? Maybe you're right. And then you look at City. There's quite a bit of churn there as well. And I'm not convinced that I don't think City finished top 2. I think City. I wonder if the end of the season for City was the blip, as opposed to what we saw for most of last season. I think the Pep thing might be coming to an end, and I could be made to look like an idiot. And they could be, as James says, clear by 8 points come bloody November. That wouldn't surprise anybody either. But I'm not convinced this City team can go again under Pep. I'm not convinced by City. So I'm making the point. I think Liverpool win it, but the more and more I think about it, maybe I'm talking myself into it. The more and more I think Liverpool aren't as flawless. I think we've got problems, but I think they've got problems too. And I'm not convinced by City.
I think if we complete our window, I think we can absolutely do it. But I just so often we don't.
If City had Rodrigo, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, there's all these things. If Liverpool keep the players I mentioned and add Isak, it's difficult because every team is flawed in some way. I think Arsenal, you can look at the team and say they lack a bit of creativity. City, I think their biggest issue is that they're completely reinventing themselves. They're now going to have high-flying fullbacks. That exposes what isn't the quickest of defenses, and Rodri isn't kind of fit and ready to go, and he's crucial for them without having De Bruyne.
Who's their back four?
Well, exactly. I mean, I don't know if it's Diaz or Gvardiol or Akanji or Stones or
all injury prone.
All injury prone. I was going to say that, all injury prone.
Yeah, Vitor Reis, I think, is still there.
Years now. I can see Edison not finishing the season in goal for City. I'm just saying
these might be leaving. They might be adding Donnarumma.
Well, exactly. So all these attackers we chat about at City, but they might bring in Rodrigo. That's all well and good, but defensively, I'm not having City. I'm just not having them.
Liverpool's big problem is
I think you're understating our problems then.
Be good if Wolves beat them, wouldn't it?
Because obviously you look at Arsenal through the same microscope and you could say similar things, maybe not defensively, but offensively for sure.
I think their defensive problems are bigger than our offensive problems.
Listen, Arsenal have gone and got what we've all been craving for, a proper centre forward. So how can you like over the last couple of years, if we had a proper number 9, we'd win the league. Well, we've got a proper number 9 now, and we're still not going to win the league.
But I never said that, Lee.
No, nor did I. I think it's a myth when we say missing piece of the puzzle. I've heard all the missing piece of the puzzle. I don't think it was the missing. I think there were bigger things we need to do.
There was a time it was, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but there
was a time.
Yeah, not last season. I think last season we needed more than just another top striker. So I don't think Gyökeres is the final piece that we've been crying out for. I never said that personally.
Well, I think that to do what we've done in the last couple of seasons, particularly last season, by the way, half a season without a striker and still come second. If you put that striker in there, who knows? That's how I'm looking at it. So I do think that we didn't challenge last season. We were still up there. We still got to the semi-finals of the Champions League without a forward. And I mean, seriously, without a forward. We made a central midfield player into a forward. So we'll have to wait and see. I think Arsenal got a very, very good chance. Very good chance.
Got a chance, yeah. Start to United away, Old Trafford, Sunday. Big 6.
4-0 United.
To kick off the season. Šeško signed over there. It was Šeško or Gyökeres throughout June. We landed on Gyökeres. They've managed to get Šeško in. They've also got Mbomo Cunha. Their attack does look tasty on paper, but obviously, reality is different to on paper. A few questions I want to ask about us and our lineup, considering it's the first game of the season. I think a lot of positions pick themselves, but there's a handful that I'd want to just put. Let's start with Gyökeres, Havertz. Who should start the game against United?
Can I jump in? We just did a video on AFTV about this. Look at it from a more tactical perspective, and Graham sent some great notes on it. And he made a point. This was long before actually we're talking about it against Man United. He was saying that Arsenal, I think the stat was Arsenal conceded 33 goals or something under Arteta through errors, like errors playing out the back or something like that. Anyway, I might have misquoted the stat, but the point was we do get picked off sometimes. We have struggled with a high pressing team every now and again. We've actually tried to go over the press. His point was, does a player with Gyökeres' pace and power who loves running the channels force a team to actually step back a little bit? Because they're like, the last thing you want to do is give a Victor Gyökeres space.
Yeah.
Now, Kai Havertz has often been our go-to when we've gone long to go over a press. And I think Man United are going to take the game to us. First game of the season, Old Trafford, new signings. Amrim's going to want to make a statement. I think they're going to come flying out. So the question is, do you go to Kai Havertz because he's kind of been there, done that, you know what you can do, you boot the ball long to him, get him winning some headers? Or do you get Gyökeres in for his pure fear factor? And I'd go Gyökeres. He scored the other day. He started the last 2 games. And I just think he's got the bit between his teeth and he's just ready to go. And I do think from a tactical perspective, I think he will force United to just go, whoa, just sit back a second, because they are 2-3 passes and they're in behind. And Arsenal haven't had that threat for a long time. So I go Gyökeres. All that is to say Gyökeres is the one I'd start with.
Sorry, you said just there, James, something that someone else said to me as well. And I'm asking this question because I genuinely don't know. I really don't know. But you said Gyökeres' pace and power. Is Gyökeres fast?
Yeah,
he's powerful.
He's not a slap.
Is he fast?
He's not a slap.
Yeah. He doesn't. This is going to sound really weird. He doesn't move like he is. I don't know how to explain it. He looks quite clunky in his movement, but he's very quick. Yeah. He's a bit of a bulldozer. Yeah.
I think only one place is up for grabs, if I'll be honest.
Well, we all agree Gyökeres then, yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind either one.
Left wing, Madueke, Martinelli.
Martinelli for me.
You know my answer, Turkish.
Yeah, by default.
Or do you know what? I'm still saying it now. If it ain't Martinelli, it'd be Havertz.
On the left.
Yep.
I'd rather try that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he done that.
I know you. I know him. You wouldn't be surprised if he got him in the team somehow. But my word, I mean, Havertz has struggled in a few positions. That might be the one he struggles in the most. But
if it was Leeds we play this weekend, or Brentford, or Everton, or a team in the bottom half of the league generally, I'd say Madueke should start. Just because every time I watch Martinelli, I get more sad by the minute
He played well
because
the
of the
other day, though.
potential he once had. Huh?
He played well the other day, last Saturday.
Oh, just about. I mean,
Did he, Lee?
just about.
Yeah. I thought he done
He
all
got
right.
into good positions, and his head is looking at the grass instead of Saka to cut it back to. Like, he's still doing the
We've
same
got to stop
nonsense.
doing this.
Assisted
We've got to
to
stop
goal.
doing this.
But I think because it's Man United and Martinelli does have a tendency in big games to, produce something, I'll go with Martinelli.
and he's got to track that wing back. That's it. That's the other thing. They
Yeah.
get Ahmad and Dorgu up the pitch. Like, unfortunately, we have to think of that side, and Martinelli will do the work. For what it's worth, I think he's really tempted by Timber left back for the Mbemo
That's
threat
what I've got.
and Madueke left wing, because at least you got a left footer. I would go Martinelli Calafiori, if I'm honest. And I haven't mentioned Lewis.
Timber.
I haven't mentioned Lewis Skelly once there, and
No.
I feel but I kind of want Calafiori's energy bombing up and down the pitch, but we'll see.
I've
That
gone
was the other
Timber.
position.
I think that's the only position I think there's a debate on, because I think there's three players that can play there. You're right with Calafiori, he done well, but I've gone Timber because I think that Ben White's been good as well. So it gets you Ben White in the team. But I wouldn't be against Timber playing right back and Calafiori left back. I just think that the balance of that left side was better with Calafiori in it. That's my opinion.
I'm with James. I'd probably go Calafiori. It's a shame on Lewis Skelly, who doesn't deserve to be dropped or lose his spot or not start the season. It's just that with Zubomendi in now, Rice being closer to him like he was against Bilbao, I just feel the space is a bit condensed there for a Lewis Skelly type of fullback.
Great point.
Spot on.
So I just think, unless he bombs into the, I mean, even Calafiori can bomb into that, attacking 8 position anyway, as well as do the overlap. So Calafiori for me. Jordan, you've been quiet on this one.
You've got your last point there is kind of it does make sense. I've said for a year now, best part of a year, I just don't like him at left back. I think he can do a job at left back. I just don't think he's a left back. We've got to stop putting players.
Do you not think there's a fluidity when he plays there, though, Jordan?
I think there are benefits.
There's something about that left-hand side that's a bit more. It's
when we have
exciting.
the ball. When we have the ball, yes, but we don't have the ball. He's not a left back. He gets
poor defensively at left back, isn't he?
He gets caught.
That surprised me.
And again, if we've got to look at everything now that we decide through the prism of, is what we're going to do going to help us win a title? Every decision that we take and we make has to be with that question in mind. And I don't think you win a left back. You don't win a title, with Calafiori as a left back. He'll get found out. And now it's United, so you might get away with it. But even as James says, that side of United, they're lively. They will be lively. So I take your point about Lewis Skelly coming inside. It could be congested. So, and he's not really an up and down left back in the traditional way. I just don't like this idea of putting players in positions to do a job. Put players where they play.
I think with United, their danger, their strength is going to be their front three. So nullify it, and Timber does that. Ben White does that. That's what I will go with.
Lewis Skelly does though as well. That's the one thing.
Yeah, he does. But I just think that you want to defend, and I just think that Ben White, you get Ben White in this team if you do that.
Do you think we'll dominate the game?
Well, it's a good question, because I think where we're strong is where they're very weak. In midfield, we have so much legs now and so much power. We have to just move to them. we have to just move to him in the middle. We have to dominate that midfield area with Rice, Supermendi, and Odegaard. And if it is Lewis Skelly, him coming inside as well. We have to swamp them. We've got to really just put it on them in midfield area so that we can enable momentum and the likes of Gyökeres, if it is him who starts, to feel like we're dominating the game. There's chances to be had. So I think that you're right, James, that they will come out 100 miles an hour. First game of the season, new signings, new beginning, yada 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 yada. It's Arsenal, big game. But I think that we've got to be like, no, bun that. We're coming for 3 points
and pick them off.
And I think in the midfield area, we got to clamp them. We got to clamp them.
Yeah,
I think we'll dominate the game, but they'll let us at times. But I think also it will be good if we can let them come onto us at stages as well.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have to see us dominate. I'd love nothing more than the first 45 minutes of, quick counter-attacking moves in transition that lead to Gyökeres getting 2 goals early on because, we've put the ball into space after 3 passes from inside our own box to the.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Which also includes that midfield domination in a sense where win the first ball, if not get the second ball, keep the ball moving, because I think Rice and Zubi, if they can continue on that Bilbao level of performance, then that aids the transition no end. So yeah, I mean, if dominate means 70% possession, I'd rather not see that. I'd rather see a bit more balance to it and show that, listen, we can dominate games and win, but we can also let you come at us a bit and hurt you. I think we've got to find a fear factor again.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing for any champion. You need a fear factor, we don't have that. We lost that since the 22-23 season, in my opinion. Built on it 23-24, but we lost it last season in general. So I think, yeah, depends what dominate means.
Can't lose.
No.
Can't lose this game. Can't lose this game.
What I would like to see Arsenal do is, I know you might think, is like them Man United to attack us, and we scare the living daylights out of them by hitting them on the counter attack with pace, power, and then they go, oh, hold on a minute, and that forces them to just drop a little bit, and then we start to dominate.
I hear you.
They got better strikers now.
I also just think you don't sign Zubimendi to sit back against a team that finished 15th last season. Like, I think there will be something about Arteta that just goes, get on the ball and play.
Yeah.
Like, force them back. The thing about their system, nothing I'm saying is particularly clever here. When a team plays with wing backs and they're dominant, you can feel like, you're just constantly overloaded. I remember Tuchel's Chelsea did it so well. Conte's Chelsea did it so well. You can feel so overwhelmed by the relentlessness of the wing backs. But if you get control of a team that plays that system, you're not only pushing their wing backs back, you're forcing a flat 5, and you're getting their 2 more central pocket players dropping into the wide areas. You can completely overrun them. So it's one of those where you kind of nullify them by just getting on the ball and forcing them back, and suddenly they can't get out. I don't know. I think it's gonna be I think it's a fascinating first game.
Does anyone think that we smash them?
No. I actually think we go a goal behind early, like in the first 10 to 20 minutes, and then I think we'll have the ball the rest of the game. Will come out with the result.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but I feel now is the time to say I think Gyökeres gets 20 league goals.
Is that your hot take?
You can call it hot, yeah.
It's not really a hot take, is it? No, it's a take. It's a take.
It can be warm.
It's a lukewarm take.
So 20 league goals for Gyökeres.
Yeah.
For Turkish. Yours, Jordan, was that Odegaard isn't a first team regular by the end of the season. Lee?
Havertz will be a starter.
For the whole campaign?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
It's not really a hot take either.
That is interesting. Mine is Zubimendi will be in the Premier League team of the season.
I've got him as a player of the year in my list of predictions to win player of the year.
Wow, that's even bigger. I thought mine was a hot take. You've gone for the best player in the Premier League.
Yep.
Yeah,
I honestly,
we are so quickly overrating this guy.
That must mean you think we're going to win it.
Not necessarily.
Nah, if he's I'm telling you, if Zubimendi wins Premier League Player of the Season, we have won the league.
More than likely, but we could come
We
second by a
must have.
point, and he could
If
be the
he's
best player in
been
the league.
that good to win that
Yeah,
award,
that'd
we've
be
won the league.
unreal.
I just rate him so much. I'm so excited by him. I think he might take a while to get warmed up. I think he might take a little while before he gets going.
I've liked the look of him from day one.
Man, he's a player. He's a
From
player.
day one, I've liked the look of him.
There's some thought to my theory, though. Like I said, Rodri's not starting the season. I think he's injured at the moment. I don't know how long he's out for.
6 weeks.
Liverpool don't have a recognised six. They just kind of play McAllister and Gravenberch and kind of share it in a double pivot. I mean, Caicedo's a great player, but I think Zubimendi might nick it purely on. I think Arsenal have a better season than Chelsea, so I'm going Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi will be in that team of the season. Touch wood.
Okay. All right, cool. People, it's that time. Predictions back again. Game week 1. James, defending champion. 2 titles up. He's joined me on 2 stars. The template is not ready, so we'll get that ready for the next show.
It was ready for you when you had it done. You had it straight out.
I just need it for the scoreboard. Don't worry. I just need it for the scoreboard.
Lee's on 1 star and Jordan's on none. So that's the order we're gonna do.
We know.
Sorry, don't worry, man. New year, fresh trim, new you. You'll get your star soon, man.
Come on, man.
James, kick us off. Old Trafford, United away from home. Arsenal. First game of the season. What's it looking like?
2-2.
2-2. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's goals in this. I don't think we've looked that good defensively in pre-season. I think they'll want to make a statement, but I don't think they fixed all their problems. And I think we'll create some chances.
I was thinking of 2-2 and 3-1. And because you've
How
got...
comes you're going second?
Because I've also got 2 stars.
Oh, is that what you decided to go for? Not on last.
Yeah, what's going on here? Hang on a minute.
Why?
I came second last season.
Yeah, but what does second get you?
Second in the next season.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. We go by coefficient here, bro. And the coefficient says I'm a 2-time champ and you're a no-time champ. So I'm sorry. But...
Me, as a senior gentleman here, can you pull rank? What's going on here?
I'm on your side. I think you should go on last season's standings. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a Community Shield, it would be the second, runner-up. Like, I don't see how, because you've won a couple of titles back in the day. Lee, preference.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
Turkish, you go. It's fine.
It's game week 1. I don't really care if I go last, first, second. I don't. I'm going.
You go.
I'm going 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1. I mean, and to be honest with you, it might benefit you two to listen to the 4-time champs over here and maybe start taking some notes. So he's gone 2-2. I've gone 3-1. We've both got 2 stars. What are you, man, going to do?
They were both my scores as well.
So it's me now with 1 star then. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you're going down that route, you just hold your horses there. Right? I'm going.
And then after you've gone, it comes back around to me and Turkish. We get another one, and then Jordan goes after that.
I'm going to the Arsenal.
What'd you say?
2-0 to the Arsenal.
Wow,
2-0. I love that.
Clean sheet.
Nice, comprehensive win to start the season would be so good.
2-2, 3-1, 2-0, Jordan.
4-1 Arsenal.
Whoa.
4-1 Arsenal. Flex at me. KG at me.
We're losing.
Cams at me.
No. Oh, we're gonna
4-1 Arsenal.
I can't believe we're losing on Sunday.
No. Why have you done that all of a sudden? Was you going to go 3-1?
I was going to go 3-1, and then you've done 3-1. I just think we start well. I agree with James. I think they score first. 4-1.
I like that, though. We've all been fairly positive.
Well, apart from one.
Well, listen, the draw ain't a bad result at the end of the day. The first opening game of the season. All those new signings that they've got, they're going to be up for it, aren't they?
It's a new season, man. It's a big year. We got to get on them, man. All that Glory United, all that cheering, we got to just shut it down early. Cunha's a good player, but Fernandez is a good player. I don't know where they quite fit Mbeumo in because he's very, very. He likes to play quite wide, and Amarin plays quite narrow. So I don't know how that's going to work. But they got apart from that, who have they got? That Dorgu, I think, is a decent player. I like that Dorgu guy. But apart from that, come on, man. They've got a crap keeper. They've got a average defense. They've got no legs in midfield.
And this has been the case for a few years, and we still struggle to beat them at Old Trafford.
That's the
true.
thing.
That's true. That's true.
So
That's the
they've
thing.
been in worse positions, actually. Yeah, as a squad. But all right, 3 wins, 1 draw. If James is the sole one with a point come Monday's show, then yeah, it hasn't been a great weekend. Hasn't been the worst weekend. Like Lee said, a draw's not the end of the world, game week 1. But yeah, it'll be great to start the season strong. It'd be great if Jordan picks up 3 points, because a 4-1 win would mean Gyökeres gets at least a couple goals to start the season.
I'd love
How about
nothing more than for Jordan to have 3 points. When are we next recording, T? Well, what we do Monday morning?
I mean, Sunday night, Monday morning. Which usually we do night time of the Sunday
I
game.
don't
So
mind a little Sunday night.
I think
Sunday
Sunday
night.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, let's stick to the program Sunday night.
Yeah,
Lee, that
the
all right with
trouble
you?
is, I'm in Manchester tonight, so I've got to get back.
Oh, it's away. Yeah. All right, Monday morning then.
Monday morning, people.
Monday morning, we'll be back.
Well,
And
make sure
you get
you're up to it, because I'm going to be home late. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and you know, the last thing I want is you not.
Oh, yeah.
to a blank screen.
Are we
Hey.
implementing punishments again now? Are we getting serious again?
Who was late? Who was late for today's show?
It wasn't
No
Lee,
one.
to be fair. It wasn't Lee.
There weren't
No
a time.
one.
There weren't a time on this one. Like, I wanted to see PSG lift the cup.
That's nice.
There was a time. There was certainly a time, but yeah, we'll let you off.
Oh, thank you very much. Like, you know what I mean?
What are you talking about, Jordan punishments and whatnot? What do you want?
I don't know. 5 points? More than 5 minutes late?
5 points more than 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
What about dodgy cameras and dodgy mics?
At 1 point.
We'll talk. All right, people, we've made our
Wanting
predictions.
Spurs to win is that's a 10-point deduction straight away.
I mean, there's an argument to be had.
Thank
There's an argument
you,
to be had.
Turkish. I knew you'd be on my side on that one.
Oh, now
Yeah,
you've been
I mean,
talking.
I'm a fair man.
Yeah, I am on that one, Jordan. Yes, I am.
I'm a fair man.
You're a disgrace.
Remember, people, play along with us on William Hill's final one standing. I've gone for Chelsea to win this weekend. Lee's gone for Forest. Jordan's gone for Tottenham. James has gone for City. Who are you going to pick? Scan the QR code. Link in the description. Link in the pinned comment section. And we will be back on Monday at some point. We got to wait for Lee to get back. Obviously, it's all about Lee. So once he gets back, once he's ready.
I'm like, what, hold on a minute. So, what time's it finish? 6, 8?
Lee, I don't care. Just tell me on Sunday.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. I'll be home
Know what I mean?
12 o'clock. If you want to record at 12 o'clock at night, I'm happy to do so.
You ain't going to be back by 12, please. You ain't going to be back by 12. Don't worry.
Yeah, not a chance. 4:30 game. There's not a chance you're back by 12.
If we win 4-1, we record at midnight. Deal?
Without
gonna
Lee.
make it.
All right, done.
Lee would make it. Okay, yeah.
I don't mind Lee not making it, to be honest. So yeah, that's all good. That's all good.
I'll
People,
do it on my phone.
hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Individual channels, you know what it is. We'll be back when we're back, and hopefully it's all smiles with 3 points at OT. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Peace. We're out.